Hey guys, this is Gary again with another episode of Grace Notes, and I'm so glad that you've chosen to join us today. My good friend, Mr. Titus Lloyd, is going to show us right now how to set up a chess set. So check this out.
Tell me what you've got up there first on the board.
Diagonals.
You call them diagonals. What else are they called?
Bishops.
Okay, what do we put on next?
Queen.
Queen? Right here? Where does she go?
Right here.
Oh. Okay.
And now, pawn right here.
Oh, a pond. Okay.
And then this one right here.
Got my pond over there. All right. Let's see. Okay.
And then this one right here.
What's his name?
Oh, let me think. What is he again?
The knight?
Knight.
Yeah, man.
And then king right here. And then this one right here.
Okay. What's he called?
What's he again?
Remember?
I
Rook.
Look.
Yeah.
And then knight.
Okay.
And then all these in the front. All these pawns in the front.
All the pawns. Put all the pawns in the front. Okay. I'm going to watch you. That's pretty good. Good job, buddy.
And then that's all.
Okay.
Hey, thank you very much there, Titus Lloyd. Really appreciate you taking the time to show us how to set up that chessboard. That was really nice of you and your entire family. Just know, Lloyd family, we love you and we miss you. And we can't wait to see all of our Redeemer families, hopefully over the next month or two, as this quarantine comes to an end, hopefully in the not too distant future. Let me ask you guys a question as we get started today. Have you ever played chess? I have. It's been a really long time since I've played chess, but it is a fantastic game. It's one that I love very much. But I think one of the reasons why I love it so much is because it's very strategic. I mean, there's a lot of intentionality and thought that goes into playing chess. But you play not only with your head, you have to play with your heart as well, because you know at some point during the course of the game, you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to give up a piece that you love, whether it's a rook or a knight or a bishop or maybe even a queen, if you're going to meet the objective that you have in winning the game. And so you have to play with both your head and your heart. Well, in the same way, in some ways, chess mirrors life, doesn't it? You have an enemy that is seeking to dethrone you, and I have an enemy that's seeking to dethrone me. He's trying to take your king. He's trying to render you and me powerless. In life, the evil one is seeking to do the same thing. Because of Jesus, you and I are all heirs of the riches of God's kingdom, but the evil one simply does not want us to experience and taste that at all in our lives. You know, last Sunday we looked at a passage in Philippians chapter 2 where Paul tells the people of Philippi that they must work out their salvation with fear and with trembling. I liked what one of the commentators had to say and the significance of what he had to say, what Paul had to say regarding that. He said that the believers must realize that he or she does not simply drift towards godliness. Did you hear that? Believers simply don't drift towards godliness. What he was saying is that we have to actually be strategic. if any measure of godliness, if any measure of growth is going to find expression in our lives. We actually have to use God's appointed means of growth, God's appointed means of godliness. And some of those means, and I'm only going to give a couple, there's many means, but here are three of the main means of growth in godliness and growth. And it's this. Number one is the Bible. You've got to study the Bible. Growth and godliness simply won't happen if we don't take up and read. We will not drift towards knowing God, His purposes, and His desires for us without taking up and reading the Bible. The second means that God has appointed is prayer. Tapping into God's heart and the intimacy that He has created for us in Christ Jesus. We will not drift towards feeling that intimacy without prayer being a constant in our lives. And the third means of grace, and we'll end with this one, is fellowship. Like it or not, we actually need one another in our Christian lives. We need others to tell us the truth about ourselves, because oftentimes, guess what? We are our own worst enemies. We make some boneheaded moves and we sacrifice some things in our lives that we shouldn't sacrifice. And so we need others to help us along the way. Sometimes we are our own worst enemies. And so drifting from the church, drifting from the people that God has placed in your life to help you, is actually one of Satan's primary tactics to throw you off your game. So my encouragement and my challenge to you today is quite simple. Just be strategic. Use the tools that God has given you so that you can experience joy, you can experience freedom, and you can experience purpose. And that's checkmate. So I hope you'll use those tools so that you can win. Love you guys, and we'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye-bye.